Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel. Get out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
What is going on, everybody? Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very fantastic day. All right, we got another Sixers game tonight. They are taking on the Toronto Raptors. They played the Raptors not too long ago. And, well, ever since the Sixers played them, the Raptors have won 5 games in a row. And the Sixers are going to try to end that streak. 4 games in a row, excuse me. And we'll see how they do tonight without Joel Embiid, without Paul George, without Adem Bona, and without Kelly Oubre Jr. as well. Brandon Ingram has been back for the Toronto Raptors in the last game against the Charlotte Hornets. Did pretty well. Ended up posting 27 points. He was 9 for 21 from the field and shot the ball very well from beyond the arc. Sixers are going to have to try to do a good job stopping him tonight, and hopefully he won't go off. Comment what your final score predictions are down below, and let me know who do you guys have winning this game, and who are your MVPs in the chat as well. I would love to hear that from you guys. In regards to the Sixers, okay, so obviously you're missing guys tonight. I really want to see a lot of minutes tonight from Jared McCain. Maybe not a lot of minutes, but I'd like to see more than what we've been getting for Jared, because I really feel like that Jared McCain is a point guard on this team, and he's the type of guy, while Quentin Grimes has been doing a very good job, and this guy is third amongst NBA players in points off the bench, which is great. I just feel like Jared McCain needs to get some more playing time under his belt, especially if Quentin Grimes does get cold. If Quentin Grimes is playing very well, then obviously you keep him out there. But I really want Jared to just try to get some minutes, because he just has not been able to get minutes here, and we've been sort of questioning why that is. We know that he's coming off of an injury, but it would just be nice for him to get a little bit of action. I just really feel that way, and especially with guys being out tonight, without Paul George and without Joel Embiid, I just would like him to get some more playing time, and I think that it's going to be harder for him to do that tomorrow, so I'd like to see that sort of happen tonight. But yes, let me know what you guys think about that down below. I'd like to hear your thoughts about that. Tonight's the type of night where we're going to have to try to also see how Nick Nurse does in regards to managing this offense. It has been putrid, and we've talked about it, and we've been, pounding our hand on the desk. But I think that tonight you cannot go out there with a loss. You got to get a W. If we have to see a lot of dribble handoffs, I think that we're going to be very upset about that. We're going to have to see some very good play calling. I really liked in the second half of the last game against the Clippers, it just really felt like you saw some cutting. You saw guys moving, and you saw some down screens and really good play calling from the head coach. And we've seen it in spurts. The problem is that we don't see it quite enough. And when he doesn't go to the clipboard, when he doesn't dial up any sort of plays, we get frustrated. And the dribble handoffs are not the only, they can't just be a one-dimensional team with the dribble handoffs. That's been my critique, and I'm hoping that we see a lot of creativity on offense today. you're definitely going to be missing Paul George with the defense. So, again, how are you going to do against Brandon Ingram? When do you trap him? When do you double team him? Another really good question. I thought that they did a good job of getting the ball out of James Harden's hands in the second half of the last game. And that was something that Nick Nurse actually give him a little bit of credit for, because he saw that that was a weakness. But what do we do today? We'll just have to wait, and we'll have to see. All right. So let's get on into the starting lineups for tonight's game. And again, please comment what your final score predictions are down below. Would love to hear that from you guys. Shout out to everybody in the building. You guys are absolutely awesome. For the Toronto Raptors, they have Emmanuel Quickley in the starting lineup, along with Brandon Ingram, R.J. Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob Poeltl. And for the Sixers, it's Tyrese Maxey, Justin Edwards, VJ Edgecombe, Dominic Barlow, and Andre Drummond out there for Philadelphia. So, but yes, good perimeter defense tonight, and good play calling as well is what I'm going to be looking for, as well as seeing more Jared McCain minutes. I think that those are some key things that I'm going to be looking for tonight. Sixers are in their blue and white uniforms. The Raptors are in their red and white uniforms. Poeltl is going to tip things off against Andre Drummond at the same height. And so the ball gets tipped into the hands of Tyrese Maxey, and we are underway here at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Edgecombe gives it back over to Justin Edwards, who lost the ball, got it knocked loose by Brandon Ingram, and now Barrett goes downhill, gets it swapped and blocked away by Barlow as he was heading towards the rim, went towards the left side of the baseline and tried to lay it up and in, and Dominic Barlow swatted it away like it was a fly, and it goes out of bounds. So as the Raptors inbound it, they end up finding the open man in the paint, and that ball, it goes up and in to make it a 2-0 ball game. Toronto is out in front. It was Jakob Poeltl down low on the block. Here's Dominic Barlow. This guy has been a very good key player for the Sixers team, showing a lot of athleticism and a lot of grit as well. Sixers will tie it back on a 2 and make it a 2-2 ball game as Justin Edwards knocks down the mid-range J. It was from 9 feet. So 2 points for each team so far. 1 bucket by Poeltl, the other one by Justin Edwards. 5 seconds left on the shot clock here as Ingram goes up through contact and gets fouled by Justin Edwards. He got knocked in the elbow, and we will be having some free throws coming on up. Sixers are 8-5. They are 5-2 at home this year, and they ended up winning against the Raptors in Game 1 of this 4-game set, and they won by a score of 130-120. Ingram, who did not play in that game, averaging about 21 points per game this year, and knocks down the first foul shot to make it a 3-2 game. Brandon is now 28 years old. He was the 2nd overall pick by the Lakers in the 2016 draft, right behind Ben Simmons, who was taken by Philadelphia. The second free throw, that's good, and that now makes it a 4-2 game. So the Raptors have the lead. Ingram spent his first 3 years with the Lakers. Then he went to the Pelicans and spent 6 seasons with them. Now he's on the Toronto Raptors. Maxey getting the action here. Gives it down low over to Barlow, and Barlow throws it towards Edwards' way, and Edwards lost the ball. It was a little bit of a wide pass, and it went into the backcourt, and a backcourt violation is called against the Sixers. We have 2 other games on right now, and again, comment what your final score predictions are down below, and let us know how you guys feel about this game. Ingram with a little jump shot, and that is no good. It'll go in and out, and the Sixers get the rebound. Maxey wants to ISO, steps back, launches a 3, and knocks it down. Tyrese Maxey putting his defender on skates and getting some space and knocking it down. And the Raptors respond on the other side. It's an elbow J from Scotty Barnes. And that now makes it 6-5. Edwards catches, launches up a three. Won't go. Rebounded by the Raptors. They play hot potato. And they find Pirtle down low in the paint, making a layup. 4 great passes, good ball movement, and terrible transition defense by the Philadelphia 76ers. The Raptors make them pay. We got Tyrese Maxey getting a screen, and now he wants to ISO and go down the lane and scoops and scores through hard traffic there. I mean, he didn't really get a lot of space to be able to operate, but he finishes with the finger roll finish. And now 9:05 left to be played in the first quarter. Barrett with a runner inside, and he's fouled. Didn't make the shots, but he'll take about 4 steps backwards, and he'll go to the line. Love the little isolation from Tyrese Maxey and him being able to convert on that shot. When we talk about ISO basketball, it's not that we don't want the Sixers to run ISO ball ever. It's just that they do it so much. And when they're constantly doing it and they're just not able to get other guys involved, as long as you're making your shots, then that's okay. But to do it to just a full extent and you're just chucking up shots, then it becomes a problem. Foul shots number 1 and 2 were good by R.J. Barrett, the former Knick, who was traded in the deal for OG Anunoby, gives the Raptors a 3-point lead. Here is Edwards giving it back to VJ Edgecombe. Edgecombe to Maxey for a catch-and-shoot 3. Tyrese Maxey's on fire. What a game for Tyrese Maxey. 8 of the 10 points have been scored by number 0. 8:32 left to go in the first quarter. Barnes on the drive to the basket. Kick out over to Ingram for a catch-and-shoot 3 from the far corner. Bullseye. Brandon Ingram, don't want to give that guy space because that guy can hit the 3 ball pretty well. 13 points for Toronto and 10 for Philadelphia. And we played about 4 minutes in this first frame. Edgecombe goes up with a runner inside. That one won't go. Drummond tries to get the rebound and tips it back over to Edgecombe again. Edgecombe can't get the finger roll finish to go, and then Drummond tries to tip it back up and in, and we have a defensive goaltending call on the Toronto Raptors, and they give Drummond the bucket. Toronto on the other side, they respond with a 2. It's Jakob Poeltl showing Andre Drummond that he can do that as well. Maxey trying to throw it outside to Edwards. They'll reset at the far wing as Edgecombe tries to put up a 3-pointer, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Toronto Raptors. He airballed that 3, and the shot clock will reset. Actually, they will call a shooting foul on R.J. Barrett. Let's see again. They say shooting foul on R.J. Barrett, and that's why Edgecombe airballed that basketball. So Edgecombe is going to go to the line for 3 foul shots. First one is good. And couldn't see a signal or anything. 15 points for the Raptors and 13 for Philadelphia. Sixers tomorrow night, they are on a traveling back-to-back, and they will play against the Milwaukee Bucks. That game will be at 8 o'clock at the Pfizer V Forum. Foul shot number 2, got it to go. And foul shot number 3, good as gold.
Excellent.
We're tied. Defense! Raptors have the ball in the lane as Scotty Barnes goes up with a 2. It's blocked by Tyrese Maxey. Maxey with an outlet pass over to Edwards, and it'll go on out of bounds. It'll be Sixers ball, though, so they got it in the front court. Love that little block by Tyrese as Emmanuel Quickly was trying to go up with a little runner inside. Sixers have 2 blocks and have played good defense so far in this game. Edwards looking to try to give it back out to Maxey. Almost turned the ball over. Maxey, another ISO three-point shot, and that time it's a little bit loose. Or it's a little bit off, I should say, and it'll bounce towards the baseline, go out of bounds, and it'll be Raptors ball. Tyrese Maxey, 8 points, 2 for 3 tonight from beyond the arc. And this guy, of course, having an MVP type of a season so far. Second in the league in scoring with 32.5 points per game. Raptors capitalize on a bucket on the other side and will now make it 17-15. Scotty Barnes with the finger roll finish. Able to give the Raptors the lead again. Here's Dominic Barlow going downhill on the block. Dumps it off over to Tyrese Maxey. We have an illegal screen set by Barlow. He was moving and tripped up his defender, and it'll be Raptors ball. Sixers will call a timeout, though. Don't know if the green light is on or if this is just going to be a regular timeout. We'll see. 6:34 left to go. Philadelphia down by 2 against the Raptors, and they'll be back in just a little bit. All right. Oh, chat. What is going on, everybody? Jeffrey says 76ers are going to win 107-96. Any more final score predictions, comment those down below. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button as well. And turn on the notification bell icons too. And that way you will know when we do go live. What else do we got? What's going on? What's up, old man Ferguson? How are you, my friend? Happy to see you on here. We just got to 8150 subs. That is great. Thank you all so much for the subscribers. It means the world to me. We're trying to get to 8,200, hopefully within the next week or so. But we're going to continue to just bust out the content. Just got over a little cold. I think that we're about 80% better. So that's been nice. It's not fun when your voice is not feeling 100% and you do this for a living. Not fun, but you manage through it. You drink a lot of tea. You rest up the vocal cords, and you try to just get better, but you buzz on through. What's up, Snow? How are you? 112-108 Philadelphia, says Snow. 112-108. My final score prediction, I didn't say this. I will write it down right now. I'm going to go 111. 111-107 is my final score prediction for this game. And I think Tyrese Maxey puts up a 40-point game. I feel that way. A 40-point game for Tyrese Maxey. He's already off to a good start. Just needs 32 more. All right. It's strange having both teams in dark uniforms, says Hardcore. Both teams in dark uniforms. Sixers aren't in their dark uniforms, though, are they? No, they're in their blue uniforms. They're not in their black uniforms. They're black and white uniforms. Anthony Davis is on the trading block. They can have Embiid. You want to trade an injury-prone player for another injury-prone player? I don't know about that. Jacoby Walter is in the game for the Toronto Raptors as he steps on in for Scotty Barnes. Brandon Ingram gets called for a travel as soon as he dribbled the ball. Took about 3 steps, and now the Sixers will get the ball back. Maxey, Edwards, Drummond, Watford, and Grimes are out there. Drummond gets it downhill on the block, puts up a turnaround hook shot, can't get it. And here come the Raptors on the other side, a 2-on-1 advantage, and it works. It was R.J. Barrett who finished inside and made it 19-15. Watford dumps it off over to Tyrese Maxey at the top of the key. Watford tries to set a pick, but then just gets absolutely blitzed. And Maxey will have to take it himself. Tries to go up with the layup inside. Grabs his own rebound. Can't do so. Second time, he can't follow through. And Andre Drummond tries to tip it in, but it's going to be offensive basket interference called on Andre Drummond. Offensive goaltending, that is. He's done that a couple of times this year where you give him a lot of credit for the rebounds that he's been able to provide. This guy has been so good off the glass, but there are a couple of times where it just doesn't take that extra second to wait. Here we go. Downhill on the block will be Jakob Poeltl, and Brandon Ingram gets the little bounce pass, and Ingram makes the layup, and R.J. Barrett grabs the assist there. R.J. tonight with 3 assists and 2 points so far on offense for the Raptors. Here's Trendon Watford going over towards the paint again. Floats it up and floats it in. That was good defense by Brandon Ingram, just better offense by Watford on the other side. 21-17, Raptors up by 4. Ingram at the foul line, puts up a foul line J. Way too strong. Sixers rebound. Quentin Grimes got it. Goes to the Toyota sign. Kicks it out to Maxey. Maxey to Watford on the near wing for 3. You got it. 21-20, Sixers are down by 1. I don't know what that was. 4:30 left to be played in the first quarter, and Jamel Shaid now has it for the Toronto Raptors. Poeltl misses the layup. Good defense by Drummond. Watford to Maxey from the logo for 3. Tyrese Maxey. He is taking over this game. 23-21, Sixers up by 2. Maxey has scored almost half the points so far. And he is just on a heater right now. Here's a 3-point shot that goes in and out from Jamal Shiad, and he can hit that one. Drummond with a dribble handoff to Maxey, who says, give me the rock. He'll step back, almost breaks the defender's ankles, launches a 3. It's short. Edwards, offensive rebound. Watford on the 3-point shot. He can't hit it, and Drummond saves it. He volleyballed it, and then just saved it from going out of bounds. But the ball is turned on over as it was intercepted by a Raptor, and a foul called on the Sixers. Good ball movement so far for Philadelphia. Tell you what, they've made a lot of their shots, and Tyrese Maxey is getting a lot of space. I think that the Raptors are going to have to think about double-teaming him because the Sixers, as a team, are 4 for 8 from beyond the arc, and Tyrese Maxey is 4 for 7 from the field. He has scored 11 of the 23 points for the Sixers, 3:25 left remaining in quarter number 1. Ingram finds a wide-open Walter for a tray, and he knocks it down, and the Raptors get the lead back. Quentin Grimes wants to dump it off over to Watford at the top of the perimeter. And here's a little shovel pass over to Tyrese Maxey, who works up against the screen set by Grimes. Now he wants to go down the lane, drives it to the basket, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws as he was fouled very hard by the Raptors. Grady Dick is now out there. And so is Sandro Mamukelashvili for the Toronto Raptors, the 26-year-old from Seton Hall College. Sixers looking to try to tie the game here on this foul shot. And Maxey will do so. It was a flat-out shot that hit the bottom of the rim, and it just went down the drain. And as the Sixers tie it up, Maxey will get another free throw, but it'll be after this timeout taken by Toronto. And we will step aside, and we'll be right back. So Tyrese Maxey is going to go to the line for one more free throw, and will try to give Philadelphia the lead. He has just been on a mission tonight. He has looked very aggressive out there. He is also, I don't know, he has a lot of poise. You can just tell that he's just on a mission. He wants to try to absolutely go out there and make a statement to the NBA tonight, and I absolutely love that. Some of the shots that he's making are just from Damian Lillard range. And if he has the Midas touch, we'll keep feeding it to the hot hand. And that's what matters. So 3:02 left to go in this first quarter. Again, the lineup is Maxey, Edgecombe, Watford, Walker, and Grimes out there for the 76ers. No Adembona, no Joel Embiid, no Paul George, and no Kelly Oubre. Second foul shot. That one goes in and out, and the rebound belongs over to Toronto. Grady Dick is out there for the Raptors, as well as Scotty Barnes, Jamel Shead, and you also have Walter and Mamu Kelashvili as well. Maxey with a little give and go over to Watford inside. Watford with a beautiful handoff to Walker, and, well, Walker just couldn't finish it. And the ball gets intercepted by Grady Dick, and he will just go downhill and solo it himself. 26-24 is the score. Watford had a beautiful dime. It was a drop-off pass, and then the ball was just thrown away and intercepted by the Toronto Raptors. Sixers back out on offense. Watford tries to give it back over to Tyrese Maxey, and the ball goes off of his foot. And Jared McCain will step on in for Reese, and he will take a very quick breather. So the Sixers have Edgecombe, McCain, Grimes, Walker, and Watford out there. Grimes with a catch-and-shoot three off the inbound pass. Won't go. Walker gets the offensive board and lays it up and in to tie up this baby at 26 apiece. Raptors respond on the other side. Mamu Kelashvili ends up getting the little bucket from the pass by Shead. It was a home run pass delivered to him. And Raptors are back up on top. Grimes with a turnaround J on the other side. Can't hit it. And Raptors get a rebound. 1:40 left to go in quarter number one. Little dribble handoff and a three-point shot that's up and no good by Jacoby Walter. He misfires it from 28 feet. Sixers rebound. Edgecombe will pass it to Watford again. Watford now taking it over towards the foul line. Got triple teamed. Got the ball lost and intercepted by the Raptors again. Edgecombe blocks the shot of Scotty Barnes. However, Mamu Kelashvili gets the rebound that he's fouled by Edgecombe. And we'll have some more free throws coming on up with about 1:17 to go. So they take Maxey out of the game. The Sixers, instead of going to Jared McCain to make some plays with the ball, they end up using Quentin Grimes as the playmaker, and some bad, careless turnovers, or Trenton Watford, I should say, as the ball handler, and there were some not-so-good plays on offense, and the Raptors are capitalizing out in transition. Sandro at the line goes 1 for 2. Watford catches his miss. And Jared McCain now operating on offense. Let's see what he does out there. Dribble handoff over to Watford. And now McCain gets the ball back. Dribbles with the right hand. Goes to the foul line. Steps back. Puts up a 2. Jared McCain from the foul line knocks it down. And he had a hand in his face as well. Good defense, just better offense by Philadelphia. 52 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. The Raptors respond with a little runner by Scotty Barnes. Going to be really tough to stop that guy. Here's a VJ Edgecombe going up with a layup inside, and we're going to have a whistle called. 31-28. It'll be an offensive foul on Philadelphia. Edgecombe tried to go up against Scotty Barnes, and Barnes just sacrificed his body and went flying downwards, and it'll be Raptors ball on the bad turnover by Philadelphia. We got a Kelly Oubre update from the Sixers. We'll get to that in just a little bit. as 30 seconds are left in the first quarter here. Little shot by Walter inside, and he kisses it off the window. That was a really tough shot by Jacoby Walter. I mean, he was off balance and still was able to angle it perfectly. Grimes to McCain. McCain spinning, turning, going downhill. Gets it rejected by Grady Dick, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Dick, and it'll be Sixers ball. 8 seconds left on the shot clock, and 13.3 seconds left on the game clock as Philadelphia trails by 5. Here's McCain on a bounce pass over to Edgecombe on the near corner. Now gives it back over to Grimes. Grimes outside to McCain for a three-point shot. And McCain's shot is just a little bit off. Barnes gets the rebound. Puts up a three at the buzzer. Can't get it. And we are going to go to the second quarter. Philadelphia trails by 5. A good start by Tyrese Maxey. But the Sixers do trail 33-28. And they'll be back for the second quarter in just a little bit. So back to Kelly Oubre. We just got an update from Kyle Neubeck, and he said that Oubre suffered a hyperextension on his left knee in the second quarter of the Sixers game in Detroit on November 14th. So they said that an MRI revealed that Oubre suffered a sprain of the LCL in his left knee, and we all knew that. Oubre will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. That is the new report that we just heard from Kyle Neubeck. He will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. So that means that he's going to be out for a little bit of time. That's not what you want if you're the Sixers, because, again, this guy gives you a lot of versatility, and he can be a very explosive player coming off the bench when everybody's fully healthy. And this guy, honestly, has been one of their key players this year, and you're going to be missing him, and then he's going to have to get back into rhythm. So we'll see how the team does without him, but that is a big loss. It really is. I don't want to sugarcoat that and just sort of sweep that under the carpet. He's been a very big key player for the Sixers team. So, Sixers are going to be without Oubre for the next 2 weeks. At least that's when he just gets reevaluated. So I just wanted to throw that out there. They still have no inside game, says Jay Decker. They play entirely above the three-point line. And please don't get me started on the lack of D. Yeah, I'd like to see them get a little bit more of an inside game too. Don't get me wrong. But I think that stuff happens when Andre Drummond doesn't really have an inside game. I wouldn't really say that's a part of his package. I think Andre Drummond is a rebounder, and he is who he is. You know, he's not going to be somebody that just goes off on a night-to-night basis. He's a rebounder. He's good at boxing out, and he can put back shots. And he can also hit shots from the corner, too. We're starting to see that this year. Which is kind of funny. But yes. What's up, Must Love Fiction? How are you? 35-28. Sixers do trail by 7. Edgecombe out there for the Sixers, as well as Barlow, Walker, Grimes, and McCain. Edgecombe almost had a bad pass that was intercepted by Sheehan, and instead the Sixers still retain possession. Barlow goes up with a 2-point shot with the shot clock expiring, and the Sixers can't capitalize. Raptors good defense there. For the Raptors, they got R.J. Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Emmanuel Quickley, Mamu Kelashvili, and Dick all out there for the Raptors. They misfired on a 3, and the Sixers are going to try to get back in this game. I mean, they are down by 7, but they haven't played well over the last couple of minutes. They've turned the ball over 8 times in this one. The Raptors only have 1. McCain for a 3. Jared McCain from the top of the key, knocking it down, and he needed that. 35-31. Philadelphia trails by 4. McCain doing a good job. Barlow volleyballs it outside over to Grady Dick. Dick throws it towards the near corner for a three-point shot by Walter, and he can't get that shot to go. And a foul is called on Sandro Mamukelashvili off of the offensive rebound. He tried to get the rebound, and they call it a foul, a loose ball foul. (35-31), Raptors have the lead. 10:18 left to be played in quarter number 1. McCain crosses over, takes it to the foul line, spins, and gets past one defender, lost the ball, turns it over. Mamukelashvili gets the steal, hands it off over to Barrett, and Barrett can't hit the 2. He mistimed it. It went underneath the rim, and it was rebounded by Jared McCain. Edgecombe with a 2 on the other side. Grabs his own rebound. Barlow tries to put it up and in. He grabs his own miss and lays it back up and lays it on in. A little tip shot by Dominic Barlow. Barrett for 3 on the other side. Won't go. Rebound by Edgecombe. Outlet pass to Grimes. Almost got it stolen again. Sixers have got to be more careful with the basketball. Edgecombe catches and puts up a three-point shot, and that's a little bit long from the near wing. Sixers are getting pretty sappy from shooting the 3 ball, and they're not going into the paint now. McCain gets the rebound off of the missed 3 by Grady Dick, and good ball moving by the Sixers. Walker with a tray. That time it works, and the Sixers do take the lead. Jabari Walker from 25 feet, able to hit a tray from an assist by VJ Edgecombe, and a timeout taken by Toronto. We'll step aside. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Cooper DeJean is at the Sixers game tonight. That's really cool. Jared McCain having himself a very good game so far. He did turn the ball over once, but he did knock down a 3 and was able to take advantage of some space. Also has 2 rebounds, and he's been doing a good job playmaking over these last couple of minutes for the 76ers. Also seeing some meaningful minutes from Jabari Walker, too. 4 rebounds for him, 5 points. Made a nice three on the other side. So for the Raptors, they got their starting five back out there, except for Jamison Battle, who is out there. We got Pirtle, Quickly, Barnes, Barrett, and Battle for the Raptors. Pirtle enters back on in for Mamukelashvili. And we have a foul called. It's a shooting foul on Quentin Grimes. Barrett tried to go towards the rim and got hit on the shoulder. He will go to the line for two. First foul shot, he'll swish it and tie it up 36-36. We mentioned that the Raptors were coming off of a win against the Charlotte Hornets, and Brandon Ingram played very well, but also for the Raptors, they had some very good contributions from R.J. Barrett as well, who had 16 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and Emmanuel Quickly with a double-double, 10 rebounds, 4 assists for him, and 15 points in 31 minutes of work. Both free throws were good by Toronto, and Edgecombe will be fouled on the other side. That'll make the clock stop. I know that the standings don't really matter, but the Raptors do technically lead the Atlantic Conference, or the Atlantic Division, 9-5. Sixers are 8-5, along with the New York Knicks, and then Boston is 8-7, and Brooklyn is 2-12. Raptors have not scored a field goal in the last 3.5 minutes. Barrett driving to the cup and finishes past McCain and gives the Raptors a 39-36 lead. Sixers offense has gone a little bit stale, too, over the last 2 drives. McCain dumps it off over to Edgecombe, and a handoff pass over to Grimes for a tray, and Grimes can't knock that one down. He had all day and night to shoot it, and still just could not hit it from the top of the perimeter. Walter on the drive, dumps it off inside to Pirtle, and Pirtle lays it home, and the Raptors are up by 5. So the Toronto Raptors able to add on to their lead. Edgecombe tries to finish hard, and that is going to be rebounded by Toronto again. Pirtle, inside, outside, the battle for a 3 on the near wing. No. Offensive rebound by Scotty Barnes. Battle again for a 3. Can't hit it that time. Sixers got a little bit lucky there. They left him out to shoot the ball, Battle, and he just could not knock it down. Grimes got the ball, and a timeout taken by Philadelphia with about 7 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the second quarter, and we'll see if the Sixers have a response on the other side. Oh, man, brutal. Got to play better during this stretch here, but we'll see if they can respond. Jakob Pirtle, 4 for 5 shooting-wise from the field, 8 points, 1 rebound, no assists. What I really want the Sixers to try to do in these next couple of minutes, obviously get Maxey back in the game, but I want them to go back to that more so fluid ball movement that they were having in the first quarter. I thought that, yes, Maxey had a couple of ISOs, but at the same time, when he was getting the ball, there was a lot more crisp movement to it, and it felt like that the Sixers were sort of in a rhythm. And I feel like that they've lost that. I do feel that way. Been a weird contest thus far, says Kai Carlin. Philly is winning the rebounding battle 24-12. They're shooting 6 for 15 from deep compared to Toronto, who is 2 for 12, but the Raptors have a 41-36 lead. And the reason why that they have the lead is because they're hitting their mid-range shots. But also, the Sixers are turning the ball over. And that's the problem. You have 9 turnovers in this first half, and they only have 1. Not everybody's getting on the same page, making some careless passes, and that is going to come back and bite you. And we know that this team is not good out in transition, and that's been their Achilles heel in this game. Must Love Fiction is here. What's going on, man? What is up? Like this team can afford to have more hurt players. Yeah, that's what I'm saying about Anthony Davis. I don't know why. I wouldn't want... why are we going to trade for Anthony Davis when he's already hurt, too? Sort of a wash. Sixers had 8 turnovers in the first quarter. Still got to be better, man. Hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. JC Fit, how you doing, my friend? Shout out to you. Thanks for being on here. Good watching my Raptors waiting for the Mavs game. You're watching your Raptors, but you're waiting for the Mavs game. Why is that? Why is that? Do you have a bet on the Mavericks? Is that why? 41-36, Sixers down by 5. Drummond has the ball, got the inbound pass, and it was almost taken away by the Raptors again. Grimes over to maxey, and Edwards, that is, and Edwards gets fouled pretty hard. He is squatting down on his knees. Took a lot of hard contact there, down low on the block, as he tried to lay it up and in. There were about 3 Raptors players underneath the basket going after him, and Jakob Poeltl is the one guilty for committing the foul. And we will have 2 foul shots coming up from Justin Edwards. This guy has been very good when it comes to just his three-point shooting this year. This guy, of course, went undrafted. We've talked about it a lot, but he's been an incredible story. Was a top high school player, then went undrafted, and was taken by the Sixers. Edwards does knock down his first free throw. And foul shot number 2, got it to go.
Excellent.
6:55 left to be played in the second quarter. And now maxey defending the point guard. And Ingram now has it. Dumps it downhill over to Battle again, and there's a shot that goes up. It's a turnaround J, and that's good by the Raptors. Sixers looking to respond on the other side. We'll let you know who got the bucket in just a second. It was Jamison Battle. Here is Edwards again, isoing. Now passes it back over to maxey. Set the Chevrolet sign, crosses over. Gives it back over to Edwards. They have a little 2-man game going on here. maxey with a no-look pass as he drove it down the lane. He was at the foul line and did a little bit of some snake eyes trickery, finding Andre Drummond down low in the dunker spot. And all he had to do was jam it in with 2 hands, and he did. Sheehan with the ball at the 76ers logo, working around the screen set by Ingram. A little dump-off pass downhill over on the block to Jakob Poeltl, and Poeltl's floater is good. Nobody could guard him. No one closed out on him, and the Sixers getting abused in the paint in this second quarter right now. Grimes dribbles, goes over towards the elbow, now drives it towards the basket. Count the bucket and a foul. Quentin Grimes with a high-arcing layup, and he went down with a lot of contact, and he will earn 1 more at the charity stripe. Beautiful drive there by Grimes. Off balance, got hit by Poeltl yet again, or Battle that was. That was Jamison Battle who made some contact with him. And so, Sixers will try to cut it to a 2-point game. Grimes 3rd amongst NBA players in scoring this season, averaging 16.8 points per game off the bench. And he converts on the 3-point opportunity the old-fashioned way.
Excellent.
18 points for the Sixers off the bench. Here come the Raptors. A straight-on 3 is off the mark by Emmanuel quickly, and the ball goes out of bounds. Sixers ball. Watford inbounds it to maxey, and the Sixers will try to tie this baby up. Watford going downhill, puts up a layup and ties the game up. They're going to wave it off. They will wave it off. Watford got called for a travel, and he is shaking his head and looks over at the referee and says, "You gotta be kidding me." 45-43. Raptors still have a 2-point lead. And the Raptors, as soon as they inbound the ball, they throw it away. Maxey with the interception, giving it to Edwards downhill on a drive to the basket. Pump fakes, hesitates, goes up with a layup, and ties this baby up. Good job by him being patient and waiting for the defender to just jump and not go up as soon as he was going. That was Jakob Poeltl that he went up against. Poeltl does respond on the other side, ends up tipping his own miss. And it's now 47-45. Drummond with a catch-and-shoot three. It is no good. That was from the near corner, and it was a little bit too strong. Rebound by Toronto again. Ingram spinning. Ingram turning. Ingram hitting from the left elbow. And the Raptors add on to their lead. 9 points for Brandon Ingram. B.I. 3 for 5 from the field. Maxey with a little elbow J. Can't connect there. She had a rebound. Outlet pass over to Scotty Barnes again. And Barnes can hit the two. Rebounded by Philadelphia. Grimes to Edwards on the near corner. Steps over towards the baseline. Can't hit the baseline J. It was a little bit short. And Watford can't hang on to the rebound. It goes out of bounds. It's Raptors basketball. And the Sixers just getting a little bit careless with the ball and not taking every possession to the best of their advantage over these last couple of minutes. After they tied the game, the Raptors just were able to take advantage out in transition because the Sixers were not moving the ball well up front on offense. 3:51 left to be played in quarter number 2. 49-45. Scotty Barnes with the basketball, trying to go up against Tyrese Maxey, and Maxey gets called for a shooting foul. They will actually say it was a personal foul on the floor. And luckily enough, the Raptors will inbound it. I thought it was as he was going up with the shot. But they say it was a personal. Jakob Poeltl will head back over to the seats. And so will Jacoby Walter. Hit that thumbs up button, people. Let's go. Quickly gets the inbound pass. Drops it off over to Scotty Barnes again. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Barnes gets it knocked away by Maxey, and he intercepts it as well. Watford to Edgecombe on the near corner. He's trapped. He dumps it back off to Maxey. Maxey looking to pass it, and he throws it away. What was he doing there? A 2-on-1 possession, an alley-oop pass from R.J. Barrett to Scotty Barnes, and now the Raptors lead it by 6. What was Maxey doing on offense? Don't know. 3 minutes left to go in this second quarter. Watford going to the basket, trying to finish with a hard two. He got it. He puts his hands up thinking that he was fouled. The refs chew the whistle, and it's 51-47. Raptors still up by 4. Give Trendon Watford 7 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. The Sixers back on offense again off of a missed shot. Edgecombe catches, puts up a tray. Can't hit it that time. VJ Edgecombe now 0 for 3 from three-point land. An outlet pass for Toronto, and it was a careless turnover. It was a home run pass that was supposed to go to R.J. Barrett, and it was turned over instead, and the Sixers will try to capitalize on a golden opportunity here. Edgecombe looking to dump it off to Maxey, and instead throws it back to Edwards. Edwards to VJ, gets it knocked loose off of his knee and stolen by Sandro. Ingram for a 3. Got it to go. A big dagger right there. They will actually call it a 2 and say that his right foot was on the line. It's 53-47. 1:55 left remaining in the second quarter. VJ Edgecombe looking to pass it to Justin Edwards, who gets the ball not loose, but a foul called against the Raptors. It'll be on Brandon Ingram, and that will actually put the Sixers in the bonus. So Ingram's right foot was on the line as he was shooting the ball That's why they called it a 2, because he wasn't watching where he was. Edwards going to the line for the third trip. And he puts it up and puts it on in. Dallas is here. What's up, Dallas? How are you? Shout out to you. Lou is also here. Capital, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Second free throw.
Excellent.
It's good. 53 points for the Raptors, 49 for the 76ers. Here's Ingram again, trying to drive it over to the basket over Justin Edwards. How will this work? 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Edwards knocks it loose. He gets the steal. Dumps it off to Edgecombe. And Edgecombe goes in flight mode and throws it down. VJ Edgecombe flying to the rack. And the Sixers down by 2. Edgecombe trying to play defense. Knocks it away from Barrett. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by VJ. Good job by Edgecombe. That dunk may have been everything that he needed to get his game going. Love what he was able to do out in transition, and that was thanks to Justin Edwards' solid defense. 53 points for the Raptors, 51 for the Sixers. Another foul called on Philadelphia. That will be on VJ Edgecombe again. That is his third personal foul of this first half. Looking at that replay, I mean, nobody was going to jump on up to contest that dunk. Sixers have committed 5 fouls. They're also in the bonus. 1:05 left to go. Ingram gets the inbound pass. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. They try to double team him. Here's a prayer that goes up. It's a little bit short. Offensive rebound, but it's intercepted. It was a pass by Sandro Malukalashvili over to Scotty Barnes, and it was read perfectly by the Sixers. Here's a 3 by Maxey on the other side. Sixers take the lead. Mom and Dad are happy. 54-53, Philadelphia up by 1. Nice pass by VJ Edgecombe off of the steal. And that's how the Sixers are able to go back up on top. Here's a 3 on the other side by the Raptors. They can't hit it. Goes off the fingertips of Maxey and out of bounds. 31.1 seconds left to go in this first half. Edgecombe zipping it to Maxey after making a solid defensive play, putting the Sixers up on top. Love it. Maxey defending off of a shot by R.J. Barrett. It's missed. Andre Drummond got a little piece of it, and Maxey got the board. Edgecombe now trying to hold for one more possession here. 14 seconds on the game clock, 9 on the shot clock. Edgecombe buzzing his way down the lane, puts up a floater, and gets the friendly roll to go. 56-53. Raptors with an alley-oop pass on the other side, deflected and intercepted by the Sixers, and Andre Drummond throws it away, and that's going to do it. As we go into halftime, Philadelphia up by a tray, 56-53. They outscored the Raptors 28-20 in that second quarter and played a very good brand of basketball from that 4-minute stretch downwards. All right. Oh, boy. That was awesome. Watching the end of that second quarter was incredible. VJ Edgecombe, Justin Edwards. How about that defense by Justin Edwards to just be able to get a big steal with about a couple of minutes to go, and then VJ's running right next to him, and he just flies on over to the basket and throws it down, and the crowd erupted. That was cool. Edgecombe's solid defense on the very next play, reading it perfectly downhill, blocking the passing lane. That was cool. And then he found Tyrese Maxey on the open floor to just be able to hit a wide-open 3 from 25 feet. That stuff changes momentum. And those are the types of things that you want to see from your basketball team, especially with a group of guys that are young, athletic, that are loose, and that have a lot of bounce to them, you know? So, good stuff. Very good stuff. Wasn't all pretty. And we'll break it all down, Give me about a couple minutes. I do want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Dallas is here. What's up, Dallas? Still crying about the Blue Jays, but we'll get them next time. Dallas, you're the man. Hopefully VJ can get going, says Must Love Fiction. Well, you ask and you shall receive, my friend. All right, be right back. Don't go anywhere. What is going on, everybody? Again, hopefully you're having yourselves a very fantastic day. My name is Jason Joseph. Before we get into this halftime show analysis, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button as well if you guys do enjoy our Sixers content that we provide on this channel. Overall, the first half, if I were to give it a letter grade, I think that the best grade that I would probably give it is a B-. I think that that's fair. Basketball can be a little bit hard to judge at times because it is a game of runs. Okay, there's times where your team looks really good out there and they are just hitting everything, and then there's times where they just go so cold. And I think in this game, it's been actually a pretty good balance of both. Tyrese Maxey really got things going in that first quarter. He scored like 8 of the first 14 points that the Sixers had. And at one point, he had 11 points and the rest of the team had 12 when they were up. It was like 23-15. So, yes, he's been doing a very good job so far. I like the impact that he's making. He looks really poised out there. Some of the shots that he was taking, it just made me think to myself for a sec. Like, people talk about Steph Curry, they talk about Damian Lillard, and these guys who have really long range, and Trae Young being another one of those guys. I feel like Tyrese Maxey doesn't get a lot of love when it comes to his shooting range because this guy can pull up from the logo. This guy can hit from the fishing pond. He can. He can pull up from the parking lot and he can knock down shots. And I just feel like that when we talk about the great shooters in the game, Tyrese Maxey doesn't get the love that he deserves. And maybe that's going to change this year, because it seems like that he's obviously the number one scoring option right now. There's no doubt about it. And it feels like that the Sixers have given him the keys, and it's now his team. So I just wanted to point that out there. I thought that was something that was sort of going through my mind, that I'm thinking, like, he doesn't get the love that he deserves when it comes to his range from just shooting, you know? So that was sort of going through the back of my mind. In that second quarter, something that stood out to me is that they started off the quarter with Jared McCain and Jabari Walker. And Walker was actually having some very impactful plays. He was getting some rebounds. He made a nice three, even when the Sixers were drawing up a lot of threes and not getting into the paint to take the mid-range jump shot. Still felt like that they had a couple of good minutes from Jabari Walker. Where things ended up going a little bit stale was from that 8-minute marker down to about the 5.5-minute marker. The Sixers turned it over a couple of times. Quentin Grimes had some sloppy passes. Some guys were just not getting on the same page. You could tell that there were moments where they just could not get in sync with each other. And then the transition game, which has failed them almost all year long when it comes to their defense, well, it showed again, and the Raptors, that gave them a little bit of life. And that's honestly why they're in this game. The Sixers they turned the ball over 8 times in that first quarter, and it felt like in the second quarter towards the earlier part that they were just turning the ball over there. Even though it didn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, it just felt like that their offense was not fully intact. But what ended up changing? Here's what ended up changing, in my opinion, over the last couple of minutes. So after Justin Edwards makes a couple of free throws to make it 41-38, the Sixers actually get their offense going. Quentin Grimes makes a hard-earned layup, and then he got fouled by Jamison Battle. Went to the line, made his foul shot, and then Jacoby Walter, after Trendon Watford traveled, you thought maybe that the Raptors were going to take advantage of that. Walter made a very bad pass. The ball was supposed to go to R.J. Barrett in the dunker spot. He went with a home run pass there. Maxey got the steal, and then Maxey on the other side ended up passing it to Justin Edwards, and Edwards ended up making it a tie game, 45-45. And then a couple of bad possessions again came by the Sixers. And after it was about a 53-47 game with about 1:49 left to go, Ingram fouled Justin Edwards and made it 53-49. And I thought that possession there, those foul shots that he hit were big. And then the Raptors tried to get a little bit cute, and Ingram turned it over again. Justin Edwards got a steal. He was playing solid defense on Brandon Ingram, making him sweat, making him work, and making him feel uncomfortable. And Edwards gets the steal, and VJ Edgecombe goes down with a monster dunk out in transition, and that got the crowd going. When you can get the crowd going in basketball specifically, and you just have that, you have that momentum, you have that wave, it's tough. Home court advantage in basketball does matter. And this is like one of the main reasons why. When you get the crowd in it and they're just oohing and awing like what they did in the first quarter with Tyrese Maxey, that's really tough to stop. And you have to really be locked in. And I thought that the Sixers started to get more so locked in after that dunk that VJ Edgecombe made out in transition, because that was a big one. And then Edgecombe on the other side plays very solid defense. Jakob Poeltl makes a bad pass. It was a bad read. He was in the dunker spot, and he tried to give it, I believe it was down low over to Jamison Battle or something. I couldn't really understand why he made the pass. But Edgecombe blocked the passing lane again, got the steal, and then zipped it all the way to Tyrese Maxey. It was a long, long pass, and Maxey hit a 27-foot shot from the far wing, and that gave the Sixers the lead. So the transition game actually sort of helped the Sixers in the second part of that second quarter. It was really, again, during the last couple of minutes. They were not playing well at all in the first part of the second quarter, and it felt like that they were going to lose it. But then they got pretty hot, and it was because the defense got itself together, and they made plays. This team has very good personnel. They have a very good, young, athletic roster that's full of guys that can switch up. A lot of this does come down to coaching. But when they were out in transition in that second part of that second quarter, it felt like Toronto was making some bad decisions, but that's because the Sixers were forcing them to make plays. And Brandon Ingram got locked up by Justin Edwards, and that caused them to scramble a lot of the time. And then VJ Edgecombe had some big plays. See, in football, we talk a lot about how Jalen Carter is so good at drawing up double teams. And the Eagles needed another pass rusher. So they went out and they got Jalen Phillips. Okay, listen to me. Hear me out for a second. Jalen Phillips, when you have a guy like Jalen Carter, when you have a Moro Ojomo who's good at reading plays on defense, and when you have other really good personnel around you, you thrive in that system. I got to go back to saying this. I think if the Sixers had a coach that could help them rotate on both offense and defense and put them in a better position to succeed, I think that you would see better results for the Sixers, and that they would actually be winning games at a higher level. Part of the reasons why that they have not been able to close out the way that they should or take over games isn't just because of their bad offense, but sometimes on defense, they just can't make good reads either. So it's both sides of the ball. It's about how do you do when it comes to putting your guys in a position to succeed. It's the best way that I could put it. But yes, great defense during those last 2 minutes. And you're out rebounding them. Andre Drummond continues to be very good rebounding the ball. I don't want to hear anything about his toe anymore. Remember, we heard a lot about that last year. I think that toe is healed. This guy has 9 rebounds in one half. 4 points, 9 rebounds. He is back to being Andre Drummond of old. That's nice. Edgecombe has 7 points. Shot the ball from 3 a little bit. He didn't shoot it too much. I want him to take shots. I'd like for him to be a little bit more aggressive, though. And he did start to get a little bit more aggressive within those last 2 minutes on both defense and offense. Sometimes it's a matter of getting the ball in the hoop, you know? And that I think he did a better job at in the second quarter. Let's get ready to start off the third. It came back so quickly. I feel like I didn't even have much of a time to react to that. What's going on? What's up, Jorge? How are you, my friend? Shout out to you for tuning on in. 56 points for the Sixers, 53 for the Toronto Raptors. Scotty Barnes gets the inbound pass, and he will give it back over to Brandon Ingram. You got Ingram, Barrett, Barnes, put Pirtle and Quickly out there for the Raptors. 5 seconds left in the shot clock, and the ball goes on out of bounds. Last touch by Philadelphia. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get to 50 likes, folks. Ingram gets the inbound pass over on the baseline, takes an elbow J and converts. And the Raptors are now down by 1. Brandon Ingram from 17 feet, able to swish a basket off the assist, the inbound assist by Emmanuel Quickley. Edgecombe driving it towards the lane, looking for some help. Hands it off to Tyrese Maxey, who lost the ball. Again, just a bad read. The defense knew what was coming. Scotty Barnes throws it away, but it goes on out of bounds. Last touch by VJ Edgecombe. It's like, again, Maxey's coming for the ball, and VJ Edgecombe is just waiting for him to come to the ball, and they're not looking for anybody else. And Maxey's running at 105 miles per hour, and he just gets it deflected off of his knee. Like, what do you think is going to happen? It's not going to slow down there. It's hard for him to get into his tracks. RJ Barrett gets the inbound pass, puts up a dunk, and he's fouled. RJ Barrett with a lot of ferocity on that dunk, and he snarls a little bit at the Sixers fan base, and Andre Drummond is guilty with his shooting foul that he just committed, and the Raptors are back up on top in this game. Barrett going to the line for an and-one opportunity. He has 8 points in this game, and the former Duke player able to make it a 2-point lead for the Toronto Raptors. Sixers lineup, it's Drummond, Maxey, Edgecombe, Watford, and Grimes. Maxey leading the way with 15 points. Edgecombe trying to be aggressive, can't hit the layup the first time, grabs his own miss, and puts it back up, and kisses it in off the glass to tie it back at 58. So now VJ give himself 9 points in this game. Ingram for a 3 on the other side, and we have a whistle called against the Sixers. Trendon Watford made contact with Ingram, and he's going to go to the line for 3 foul shots. Uh-oh. Damn. Had him right on the shooting hand as he went up to try to block the shot. Just made contact with that hand. Kind of makes you think about the play that Quentin Grimes made the other night off of James Harden when the Clippers were trying to go for the win. The refs didn't call that a foul, but technically it was a foul. 59-58 as Ingram hits the first foul shot, and he'll switch the second one. We'll see foul shot number 3 in just a couple of seconds. Raptors, of course, their head coach is Darko Rajakovic, excuse me. 61-58. Was the coach for them last year. Drummond on a little handoff, and that's intercepted again by the Raptors. Just careless turnovers by the Sixers team. Drummond tries to block Pirtle, but Scotty Barnes left wide open, unleashed from jail, and he throws it down with 2 hands. A 10-2 run by the Raptors, taking advantage of the turnovers by Philadelphia. And, well, Nick Nurse, we'll go back to the drawing board, and we will step aside. Don't go anywhere. back at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. The Sixers trail by 5. 10:03 left to go in the third quarter. My name is Jason Joseph. 14 turnovers by the Sixers offense, and that has not been a good thing for them. That's been part of the main story for tonight's game. They've looked really good at times, and at other times they just have looked so flat and so careless, and some questions about how they've just been turning the ball over. It's just a lot of handoffs and miscommunication. That's not what you want. Edgecombe with a catch-and-shoot three on the other side and knocks it down from the near wing. He needed that three, and the Sixers are down by 2. So they just inbounded the ball. The play was set up for VJ, and he finally hits his first 3 of the game. Ingram initialing some contact, and he's fouled by Grimes. He will go to the line for 2 foul shots. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe for all your Sixers needs here on Play by Play with JJ. It is 63-61, Philadelphia down by 2. They will be back tomorrow night taking on the Milwaukee Bucks, facing Doc Rivers, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the Milwaukee Bucks. That game will be at 8 o'clock. No Joel Embiid tonight, no Paul George, no Kelly Oubre, and we just heard before that Oubre was going to be reevaluated in 2 weeks. And no Adembona either. First foul shot, Ingram missed it. He goes 1 for 2 from the line. Actually gets the dribble handoff, dribbles with the right hand, goes down towards the elbow, finds Drummond wide open in the dunker spot, and he jams it on in. So Andre Drummond left wide open. Nobody was covering him. The defense fell asleep at the wheel. Pirtle will reset and give it back to Brandon Ingram again. Ingram throws it off of a foot, and that was off of Andre Drummond's foot. We will have a kickball violation. 64-63. The Raptors up by 1. Sixers third quarter woes continue. Pirtle looking to lob it inside to Barrett, and Barrett finds his rhythm and rattles it in. 66-63. Raptors up by a trace. Quentin Grimes dribbling and throwing the ball away into the backcourt. Maxey picks it on up, but that's going to be the 15th turnover by the Sixers in this game, and Nick Nurse is putting his hands up right behind his head saying, what are we doing on offense? And his question is probably as good as anybody's. 66-63. And again, the Raptors find R.J. Barrett going downhill on the block, and he is fouled. And he will go back to the line to shoot some more free throws. Darko Rajakovic definitely trying to get his players to make some contact with these Sixers guys and drawing some fouls. And it's working. Foul shot number 1 by R.J. Barrett is up and in. Sixers will get some new legs under their belts, including Dominic Barlow, who comes on in for Trendon Watford. Maybe try to put McCain in? I don't know. Foul shot number 2, good as gold, 68-63. Philadelphia down now by 5. They've come out very flat in this third quarter. Edgecombe will dump it off over to Grimes, and another handoff to Maxey. Oh my gosh, they almost turned it over there too. Maxey winding down the shot clock, steps back, puts up a 3, airballed it, and it goes out of bounds. Maxey thought that maybe it was touched. It was not, though. 68-63. Sixers have gone ice cold. Again, another wide open 3 by the Raptors, and that is good, and that now makes it an 8-point lead. And here come the third quarter Sixers. Only 7 points in 4 minutes, and they have surrendered 18 already. Raptors, by the way, are also in the bonus, too, so that does not help. Maxey to Barlow for a 3, but there's a whistle called on the floor on Toronto. So just some stats in this game. Ingram has 17 points in 20 minutes for the Raptors, leading the way for them. R.J. Barrett, 13 points, 4 assists, and 1 rebound in 21 minutes. Sixers on the other side. Justin Edwards, 8 points in 16 minutes. Tyrese Maxey, 15 points in 21 minutes. And also 4 assists and 2 rebounds for him. Grimes gets the inbound pass again. Dribbles with the right hand. Crosses on over. Steps back. Launches a 3. Grimes knocks it down. Finally, something going the Sixers' way. All right, 71-66. Grimes with the steal on the other side. Bad pass by Barnes. 3-on-1 offense. Grimes lays it up. Can't lay it in. And Pirtle gets the rebound. Oh, thought he had it. Ingram for a 3 on the other side. Makes the Sixers pay. 74-66. That was a 5-point swing right there for the Sixers. And Quentin Grimes has the ball again. He's in traffic. He needs help. He'll find VJ Edgecombe. And now Barlow driving it down the lane, trying to give it back to Drummond, and he throws it away again. He went behind his defender's back to try to pass it to Drummond, and Drummond couldn't catch it. It was not even near him. Drummond does catch this rebound. It was a missed shot by the Raptors, and the Sixers get the ball back again. Maxey on the drive to the basket. Gets it swatted away, but we have a foul called on Scotty Barnes. He absolutely made contact with Maxey right there. Gosh. More and more dribble handoffs in this third quarter and just iso basketball. It's not a recipe for success. And then Grimes missing that layup on the other side. I mean, he finished way too hard. He was going a million miles per hour and just couldn't lay it in. And then the Raptors got the rebound. Pirtle was right there. They had a 3-on-1 advantage. And Pirtle, give him credit for getting the rebound, but still, you know, now you're playing 4-on-2. What was it, 4-on-1 defense? So, yeah, good luck trying to guard that. Larry is here. What's up, Larry? How are you, my friend? Shout out to you. Got a notification that Oubre is out like a couple of weeks. Yes, sir. Foul shot numbers 1 and 2 are good by the Sixers.
Excellent.
6:50 left to go in quarter number 3. Jamal Sheehan back out there for the Raptors. Ingram misses a foul line, Jay. He knew it was off. He was trying to go for his rebound. And Andre Drummond, speaking of rebounds, well, he gets his 12th. Drummond swings it over on the outside. And Maxey gets it and throws it at the leg of a Raptors player. And we will have another kickball violation called in this game. Maucio is also here. What's going on, my friend? How are you? Wish that the Sixers were playing better. Jared McCain is back out there for Philadelphia. Emmanuel quickly got called for the kickball violation. Edwards will inbound it over to Drummond. Drummond with a dribble handoff to Justin Edwards, who's at the elbow, and he'll get it back at the top of the key. Justin Edwards dribbling with his left hand, spinning, and getting fouled there. And that is now the third foul, I should say, on the Toronto Raptors. It'll be on Brandon Ingram. That's his 4th personal. He's got to be careful. B.I. with 20 points, and he will come on out of this game. Excuse me. We'll see if the Sixers can try to take advantage of this. Raptors are 9-5. They're 6-3 on the road. Maxey gets the inbound pass. Gives it back to McCain. McCain for 3. Oh, it's no good. Almost. Just got it in and out. Raptors again. Giving it back. 5-on-4 basketball. Barrett for a 3 on the other side. They got to get back on defense. Somebody put a body on R.J. Barrett. This guy's on fire. Come on. 77-68. And we're about halfway done this third quarter. Somebody has to stop that man. That was his first 3 that he just hit. But he has been making an impact in this third quarter. Edwards with a dump-off pass to Maxey. They play a little two-man game. Look, McCain's wide open. Maxey has the ball, swings it outside to Barlow for a catch-and-shoot three, and Barlow hits the tray from the near corner, and the Sixers down by 2 possessions. Sixers in this game shooting from beyond the arc. They are 10 for 23. They've jacked up a lot of threes and are 43% from downtown. Pirtle with a drive towards the basket. He's fouled. And he will head back to the line again. As a defender, R.J. Barrett went tumbling down on that screen set by Edwards. Maxey able to read the defense, swing it outside to Barlow, and Scotty Barnes caught sleeping at the wheel on his man. Pirtle knocks down the first foul shot and makes it a 7-point lead for the Raptors. Still plenty of time left to go in this third quarter. Grady Dick will step on in for Emmanuel quickly. Dick does have 2 points in this game. The guy is 21 years old, a Kansas Jayhawk, former Kansas Jayhawk, drafted in the 2023 class. 79-71. Second foul shot was good by Jakob Poeltl. Give him now 14 points and 6 rebounds in this effort tonight. As the Sixers get the ball, there's another foul on Poeltl himself. He does have 3 personal fouls now. Maxey was going off in the first quarter and then sort of cooled off a little bit. Maxey gets it with the left hand, goes down the lane, scoops and scores through traffic. And Embiid, his defender, found a little bit of daylight on the reverse layup there. Dick playing chess against the Sixers. Plays tic-tac-toe as Scotty Barnes gets it on the block. And nobody covers Jakob Poeltl, and it's an easy layup for him. Again, Sixers defense, MIA. Here's McCain swinging it around the timeline. Maxey to Edwards. Edwards gets his defender on a pump fake. Goes towards the lane. Tries to lay it up. Grabs his own rebound. And another foul called on the Sixers. It's on Justin Edwards. They call a loose ball foul. Nick Nurse is absolutely fuming and not happy about that call. I feel like every game, Nick Nurse is always crying at the refs. I mean, he's always getting in their ear. Sometimes it's for the right reasons, but some other times it's just like what's going on? And again, the Raptors are in the bonus. First foul shot, that one's off the mark by Jakob Poeltl. Jabari Walker and Trendon Watford are back in for the Sixers, so the Sixers will go a little bit small as Andre Drummond comes out. No Joel Embiid, no Adem Bona, no Paul George, and of course Kelly Oubre out for 2 weeks. Foul shot number 2, got it to go. It's now a 9-point lead for the Raptors. Sixers are getting outscored and outplayed in this third quarter, 29-19. Watford looking to find Maxey, driving it towards the lane, takes it to the cup, and finishes again. Not an easy play for Tyrese Maxey, but he does make it look easy. 82-75. A block on the other side by Jabari Walker against Shead, and he just swats it away, and it'll be, I believe, Raptors ball still. They will call a timeout. Yes. Jabari Walker got the block off of Jamal Shead's layup. And the Raptors will call for time. Sixers down by 7 with 4:05 remaining in the third. When Tyrese Maxey hits those reverse layups, it's just tough to guard. Tyrese has 21 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds in this game. He's been having his moments, but we'll see again throughout the rest of this game if he can take on over in crunch time. We'll see. We'll see. Guys, if you are new to my channel, my name is Jason Joseph. We do like an old school radio play-by-play style for the Sixers, for the Eagles, and for the Philadelphia Phillies. We also do a lot of baseball content on this channel, which is really, really cool. I'm just getting over a sore throat. So if I still sound a little bit raspy, that's why. If I sound a little bit nasally, that's why. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, it's definitely like the last time we did the game, we were probably at like 25%. And now we're back to like 75, 80, I would say. My Lord, play some damn defense. They're just horrible. They're a terrible defensive team, man. It's painful to watch, says Jay Decker. Yeah, well, that's why even if you just listen to it, you probably still get upset about it. Just from the way that I've been reacting to things. So I hear you. Yeah. They are missing Paul. I will tell you, I don't really think that we talked about it in the last game, but Paul George played very good perimeter defense in his first game back, and it made a difference. I do think that personnel-wise, that he definitely does anchor down the defense, especially on the perimeter. So, you're not kidding, man. Does missing Oubre mean zero defense? I can't really say. Oubre was actually he was a good defender. Yeah, for sure. VJ Edgecombe's defense is good, but again, this guy's a rookie, you know? Like, he has good defense. I just don't like, again, when it comes to this transition game, they're not switching. Raptors trying to go up with a little shot. Scotty Barnes got hacked, but the whistles do remain silent. McCain on the other side for the Sixers back out there misses his layup. Offensive rebound by Walker. And as McCain steps on out of bounds, Raptors will have the ball. It was actually Walker who stepped out of bounds. He touched the ball. He tried to get the rebound, and they marked him out over on the baseline. A catch-and-shoot three by the Raptors, good as gold. They are starting to hit their shots now. That was actually good defense there. They did not leave Jacoby Walter wide open. He just made that shot. 10-point lead for the Raptors and about 3.5 minutes left remaining in this third quarter. Maxey crosses over, steps back, and crosses on over again. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. He's at the three-point line, puts it up, and puts it in! Tyrese Maxey with a big step back J and launching it from the parking lot and knocking it down. 85-78. Walter outside gives it back to Dick, and a reverse layup is up, and they're going to call defensive goaltending on Trendon Watford. Oh, yeah, come on, man. Watford with a bad play there. And the ball wasn't even going to go on in, too. And he made a goaltending there. Come on. You got to be better. Tina, thanks so much for tuning on in. Here is Mamu Kalashvili, who gets it blocked by the Sixers. Maxey back on offense, gives it over to Trendon Watford, who's at the foul line, spins, turns, gets it blocked by Barnes, and stolen away. 4-on-3 basketball. Barnes almost threw it out of bounds to Dick. Dick with a nice little pass over to Mamu Kalashvili. And we have a blocking foul called on Walker. That's Jabari Walker, who tried to plant a seed into the ground. It didn't work that time. And some more free throws coming up for the Toronto Raptors. 35 points for Toronto in this third quarter. And just 22 from the 76ers. They've been drawing the fouls. Sixers have been late out in transition, missing assignments. And the Raptors increased their lead to 10. VJ Edgecombe will step back on in for Tyrese Maxey. Edgecombe with 12, 4, and 3. Foul shot's good. Raptors convert, and they're back up in double figures, 89-71. Watford at the foul line. Kicks it out to Edwards for a near-wing three-pointer. Too much on that one, and the Raptors get the board. Sheed with a dump-off pass to Scotty Barnes. He zips it inside. It's stolen, though, by VJ Edgecombe. Good job by him blocking the passing lane, but he turns it over yet again, and Scotty Barnes will solo it. As soon as he got the ball, he was looking to hand it off to somebody, and Scotty Barnes says, "Give me that," and he ends up making a deuce. 91-78. The Raptors have 28 points off the Sixers' turnovers. And with that, we have another one again. Insane. Edwards just lost the ball out of bounds. And that's another careless turnover by the Sixers. They are just sloppy on both sides. 20 turnovers for the Sixers and just 8 for the Raptors. That's the difference. 91-78. 99 seconds left to go. McCain is back out there for the Sixers. He works around the screen on defense. Mamukelashvili finds a wide-open three-point shooter, and that one is good as gold. Just continue to leave him wide open. It'll eventually stop, I guess. 94-78. Jacoby Walter knocking down another three-point shot. He's now 3 for 4 from downtown. Sixers get fouled on the other side by R.J. Barrett. They have allowed 41 points in this third quarter, and a lot of these shots are wide open threes. Raptors were just shooting about 20% in the first half. They're now up to 33%. Man. 94-78. Sixers are in the bonus now finally. Watford is at the line, and he does make the first foul shot. He should be teaching defense instead of whining. Putrid third quarter, but ace play-by-play exactly as expected. Thanks, man. It's amazing how the Sixers D somehow resembles the Eagles offense. Yeah, I brought that up. That's why. That's why, Jay Decker. I brought it up. It probably made you think about it. Here's a finger roll finish on the other side by the Raptors. The Sixers have not gotten a stop on defense within their last 6 possessions. Now, that's sad. McCain outside to Walter, or Walker, that is. Walker had some time to shoot that. Edgecombe instead takes it towards the cup, and he finishes with a hard 2. 96-82. Sixers finally put an end to the bleeding. Can they get a stop, though, on defense? R.J. Barrett with the ball. Dribbles with the right hand. Spins, turns, goes towards the basket. Gets it rejected out of bounds. And we have another whistle called as it did go on out. About 29.92 seconds left. There was a foul on Jared McCain in the act of shooting. Can they just stop fouling? Is it hard to ask? The first free throw is good by the Raptors. Well, my final score prediction is probably going to be incorrect. I had 111-107 Sixers. And right now, that's not looking good. Second foul shot, no good. Watford grabs the rebound for the Sixers. 25 seconds left to go. Watford trying to go coast to coast. Gives it back outside to McCain for a 3. Misses a wide open shot. Didn't take the 2. Looked to pass it. Wasn't even going to take the shot anyways. Here is Quickly again. Quickly over on the outside. Edwards tries to reach on in. No foul called. Quickly loses the ball. Edgecombe gets it. 2 seconds left to go. Edgecombe from half court. That's a little bit off. Thought maybe he had a chance to sink that. And, well, the Sixers are in a hole. They've dug themselves into a big hole here as they go into the fourth quarter. Will they get out of it is the question. We'll step aside. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the fourth quarter. They've had a lot of good fourth quarters this year. Can they pull off another comeback? Let's see. They're going to need a lot. McCain is out. Tyrese Maxey is in. Quentin Grimes is in. And Dominic Barlow is in. Let's go, baby. "44 points allowed by the Sixers in that third quarter. Sixers will start off with the basketball because they won the opening tip-off. Edgecombe dumps it off to Grimes. Sixers go a little bit small here. Edgecombe gets it towards the elbow, goes down the lane, puts up a two. He's fouled by R.J. Barrett. VJ being aggressive. He will buzz his way over to the line. Haven't really talked about it this year, but Edgecombe averaging 15.5 points per game. And really, over his last 3 games coming on into today, this guy has put up a total of 38 points. So, hasn't really been as effective on offense. Foul shot number 1, he's able to knock it down. Foul shot number 2, it's a little bit off, but we do have another violation called. It'll be a foul on the Raptors. And so, the Sixers will get to inbound the ball. It was a loose ball foul called. So that is sort of good news there. Edgecombe's shot was a little bit short. 97-83. Barlow gets the inbound pass from Quentin Grimes. Barlow again dumps it off to Grimes. Grimes tries to find Barlow downhill on the block. Gives it back to VJ, and VJ throws it down. 97-85. Edgecombe with 17 points, starting off the fourth quarter pretty well. Did miss that free throw, but still you'll take it. 97-85. Can they play defense? Grady Dick, R.J. Barrett, Isaiah Quickly, or Emmanuel Quickly, Sandro Mamukelashvili, and Jamal Sheehan are out there. And speaking of Quickly, he just made a 3. And now it's 100-85. Edgecombe going towards the basket, and we have a foul called. It'll be on the Raptors. We've just played 59 seconds. Each team so far with 3 points to start off the fourth quarter. Richie is here. Not again. Can Nurse not coach the third quarter? Have a Sixers assistant coach? Yep, that's a good question. Here's Barlow again in traffic. Dumps it off to Maxey. Almost got stolen again. Maxey pump fakes, hesitates, gives it back to Edgecombe for a 3. Edgecombe can't hit the shot. Offensive rebound by Walker. He misses the first try. The second try, he gets his own rebound. The third time, he grabs his rebound, and he finally puts it in. Great effort right there by Jabari Walker. Oh, my gosh, he had to fight for those rebounds, and he finally got something to go. Energy for him off the bench. Barrett for a wide-open 3. Knocks it down. Again, wide-open looks are killing this Sixers team. 103-87. And on the sideline, there's Justin Edwards. He's just waiting to check back on in once there's a break in the action. Here's Jabari Walker swinging it outside to Grimes, who pump fakes, hesitates, puts up a 3. Bang! Quentin Grimes with a swisher and a flamethrower from downtown. 103-90. That thing was just absolutely launched. And he was being contested there too. Really was. Quickly trying to get his defender on skates. Gives it back to Dick over on the outside. Quickly will reset. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. A kick out to Mamu Kalashvili for a 3. Wide open. Can't get it. And the Sixers finally dodge a bullet. Edgecombe gets the rebound. Tries to go coast to coast and throws it down with 2 hands. VJ Edgecombe flying and slicing towards the basket. And it's now 103-92. 9:15 left to go. Timeout taken by Toronto. Some of these baskets are just hard fought. Really. They just gotta play defense. 103-92. Sixers down by 11. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. .16 left to be played. Philadelphia down by 11. VJ Edgecombe being very assertive here in this fourth quarter. 19 points in this game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists as well. Raptors inbound the ball. Defense. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Raptors turn it over, and the Sixers play good, solid defense there. Grimes with the steal. Grimes dumps it off to Maxey. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Maxey at the logo, crosses over, dribbles with the left hand, gives it back to Grimes. Grimes on the far corner, puts up a 3 contested, and it was off the mark. And we have a loose ball foul called on Jakob Poeltl, who tried to box out Andre Drummond and hit him right in the chest. And with 8:43 left to go in the fourth quarter, Sixers get a fresh 14. They actually said that was on Scotty Barnes. Grimes back over to Maxey. Maxey throws it down to Walker. It was almost a bad pass, but Walker throws it down anyways. Jamal Sheehan was right there in the slot, ready to take it, and it just went right through his hands. And luckily enough, the Sixers are down by 9. It's a 9-3 run by Philadelphia. Here's a steal by Drummond, and Drummond throws it down. Sixers down by 7. And this crowd is starting to feel it again. We do have a whistle called on the other side. Scotty Barnes did go up with a 2, but there was a foul on the floor. 103-96. Andre Drummond sticking his hand in the cookie jar. Able to get a nice little 2 out of it. Here is Barnes, who gets it deflected by Drummond. Sixers defense stepping up now. Maxey to Grimes. Grimes looking for help. Gives it back to Drummond. And Drummond tips it to Edgecombe. Grimes now working downhill, slicing, dicing towards the lane. And the Sixers are now down by 5. A 16-8 burst by Philadelphia. A 13-3 run over the last 3 minutes. 7.5 minutes left to be played in the fourth quarter. Ingram gives it downhill and goes up with a shot. It's up and in. We have a player down for the Sixers. It is Tyrese Maxey. That's not what you want to hear. He is on the hardwood, and he got nicked up on that play. Sixers call a timeout. He is walking under his own willpower, which is good. What happened there? Tyrese Maxey was going around the screen, and he sort of slipped up a little bit. Sixers have 3 timeouts left. Maxey is walking back over towards the sideline, and it looks like, I don't know if he's going back to the tunnel or not. They just cut to a break. We'll double check. Definitely do not want him to be out. Maxey got slammed in the face. He smacked the floor a few times before getting up and walking to the bench. This is Kai Carlin. Got up and walked under his own willpower, yes. So it's 105-98. Brandon Ingram didn't make that finger roll finish, and the Sixers will get it back. They're making a push, though, in this fourth quarter. It's just what they do. Weird. The Phillies are playing in the Field of Dreams game next year. Let's go. They're going to Iowa next year, and they're playing against the Twins. That's really cool. That'll be exciting. That'll be cool to watch. The Field of Dreams game. That's awesome. 105-98. Maxey is staying in the game. Thank goodness he's okay. 105-98, Philadelphia down by 7. We just saw Tyrese Maxey get hit in the face, and then he slipped, went down to the ground. But he's staying in the game. Sixers, of course, were forced to burn a timeout there. Folks, if you are new to the channel, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Maxey gets the ball, goes to the top of the key, swings it downhill over to Drummond. Drummond outside to Grimes. Grimes to Drummond on the block. Drummond trying to box in his defender, goes up with a reverse layup and hits it. It's now 105-100. 7 minutes left to go. Sixers back in this game. 105-100. Toronto leads it by 5. Here's Jakob Poeltl again, operating on the outside. Hands it off to Scotty Barnes. Barnes has been a little bit quiet in this second half. And, well, maybe just jinxed him because he just made a little runner inside. It's now 107-100. That's his first 2 points of the fourth quarter. 107-100. And the Sixers have the ball on offense. Edgecombe driving towards the lane, got hit pretty hard. And there wasn't a foul called on him, but there is a foul called on the follow-through as Jakob Poeltl fouled Walker for the Sixers. Poeltl actually sort of was fighting for the ball with Walker. Maybe they're going to signal a jump ball. Yes. I didn't think that he got full possession of it. And they showed the replay, and he actually was able to catch it. And then Walker sort of was tugging on the ball. And the refs just signaled jump ball at the Sixers foul line. Walker loses the jump ball, and Scotty Barnes comes up with the possession. We're almost halfway done the fourth quarter. Sixers could use a stop on defense. Little alley-oop pass, and that is going to cause a turnover. It looks like that there was a travel called on Scotty Barnes. Offensive foul? That's what they're signaling? Wow. As Barnes was trying to go for the ball, he didn't really push Tyrese Maxey, but the Sixers will certainly take that. And there was a little bit of contact, but it wasn't really so blatant there. Maxey swings it to Grimes. Grimes catches, puts up a three. Quentin Grimes from the top of the key. And it's now 107-103. Sixers down by 4. Walker with a drive to the basket, steps back, puts it up, and puts it in. 109-103. Philadelphia does trail by 2 possessions, 4 turnovers in this quarter by the Toronto Raptors. Sixers stepping up on defense. Maxey on the left wing, kicks it out to Edgecombe, gives it back to Maxey again. Maxey would like to see him get involved in the scoring department here. Gives it back to Grimes, his three-pointer. Quentin Grimes on a heater. Maybe it doesn't matter. Quentin Grimes is knocking down shots and taking over this fourth quarter and stepping up when it matters the most. Poeltl gives it back outside. They swing it around the timeline. Ingram checks back in for the Raptors. Here's Scotty Barnes with a tray. That's no good. The ball gets battered around. Last touch by Sheehan, and the Sixers could tie the game with a 3. Or cut the deficit to 1 with a 2. Quentin Grimes having another magnificent fourth quarter, now 4 for 7 from 3, and just killing the Raptors from beyond the arc. Here's Maxey going behind his back on his dribble, puts up a 3 for the tie. It's a little short, and we have a loose ball foul called on the Sixers, and that'll result in a turnover. Gosh. Just close for them to tie that game. That was a very deep 3. They say it was from 27 feet on out, and he missed that shot. Sixers on a 24-14 run. 4.5 minutes left to go. Raptors catch the Sixers sleeping on defense and able to convert on an easy layup by Jakob Poeltl. Poetry at its best for the Toronto Raptors. Grimes dribbling with the right hand, going down the lane, puts up a shot, gets it blocked by Poeltl. He wanted a foul call, didn't get it. Barnes gets it stolen on the other side by Edgecombe, but there's a whistle called, a very late whistle, and it'll be on VJ Edgecombe. The refs were like, yep, not so fast. Gosh. He was going for the ball. Looked like he got all ball there, really. Didn't look like that he missed anything there, so it's a foul nonetheless called against the Sixers, and Jakob Poeltl gets the inbound pass. A little lob pass over to Brandon Ingram over on the block. Ingram is trapped. They swing it over to R.J. Barrett. Barrett outside for a wide-open three-pointer by Sheehan, and a rebound by Jabari Walker again. This guy is eating up rebounds. 9 boards, 9 points for him. Maxey looking to try to get some help. Throws it away, and it was last touched by Quentin Grimes. Gosh. Maxey was looking for help. Grimes was supposed to be behind him, and Grimes was just a little bit over towards his right side. And we have a timeout taken by the Raptors. Sixers down by 5 points. Gosh. Every time that they're going to the basket, it just seems like that they are kicking it out way too many times. And Maxey again in that situation, yes, the Raptors played good defense and they came up on him. But he's just trying to kick it out when he should be trying to pass it inside. No foul, touched the ball, went out of bounds. I agree. But to be fair, there wasn't a foul, not to be this guy, but to be this guy. Scotty Barnes didn't commit a foul on the other side. They called that before. That was not an offensive foul. So, Maxey needs 7 more to Tina. Tina, what's going on? They've turned the ball 21 times. They turned it over 21 times in this game, and yet they're down by 5. That's actually wild. That is actually insane when you really think about it. All right, Raptors inbound the basketball. Barnes over to Brandon Ingram again. Barnes dribbling with the left hand, going down the lane, kicks it out. A wide open three-pointer, no good. Andre Drummond rebound. Sixers again able to catch another board. Maxey on the fast break finds Edgecombe. Edgecombe scoops and scores, and the Sixers trail again by 3 points. Edgecombe with a 2. Give VJ Edgecombe now 21 points in this valiant effort in the fourth quarter. 111 to 108, and the Sixers trail by 3. Ingram gets trapped on the other side. Wide open 3, good. They doubled up Brandon Ingram. It didn't work. Emmanuel quickly able to knock down a huge 3, and that was really big. Wide open on the far wing, and he swished it. 114-108. Quentin Grimes again, trying to go behind his back. Elbow J, short, and rebounded by the Raptors again. Raptors in no particular hurry. 114-108. And the Sixers have got to lock down all doors on defense. Here's Scotty Barnes with a 2 inside. He missed his shot, grabs his own rebound. Nobody could close out, and he throws it down again. It's now an 8-point lead with 2:16 left to be played. Sixers have got to take care of the basketball on offense. Edgecombe outside to Grimes, and Grimes does get fouled. That'll be the 5th foul on Toronto. Also the 5th on Brandon Ingram, too. One more than he is out of the game. Gosh. That 3 by Quickly was big. Sixers are in the bonus. And Grimes will head to the charity stripe. Grimes with 17 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and he makes the first free throw. He's also on offense. He's turned the ball over just 1 time. Foul shot number 2, good.
Excellent.
Defense! 2 minutes left to go. Here's Quickly again with the rock, being guarded by Maxey. Bounce pass over to Brandon Ingram, who has Grimes on him. That's a mismatch for him. Ingram is trapped. He needs help. He throws it over towards the outside to Scotty Barnes. Walker rotates very well on him. Barnes with a hard fought 2. Can't get it. Grabs his own rebound, but stolen by Maxey. A give and go to Quentin Grimes, and Grimes slams it home. Sixers down by 4, 116-112. Raptors in the backcourt. They got to get it past half court, and they finally do. 90 seconds left to go in quarter number 4. Sixers and Raptors going down to the wire. Quickly at the top of the key, stepping back, going around the screen, putting up a tray and swishing it and silencing the crowd. 1:18 to go. Emmanuel Quickly with some big-time trays for this Raptors team. Putting the Sixers or trying to put them to bed. Grimes on the outside. Takes a jab step. Puts up a three on the other side. And that one is way too strong. 58 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Again, the Sixers will be back tomorrow night. Raptors trying to play keep away here and just milk that clock down. Here's Ingram again, throwing it over to Jakob Poeltl. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Quickly tries to get going, kicks it out to Barrett for a three, and we have a foul called on the Sixers. Another foul called on Philadelphia. Gosh, come on, man. Hey, yay. 119, 112. 42.7 seconds left to go. Barnes inbounds it to Brandon Ingram again. Double-teamed backdoor cut to R.J. Barrett. And Walker plays good D. But that should put the Sixers to bed. 121 to 112. And the Sixers will burn a timeout. It's their final timeout. We'll step aside. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty. Sixers do trail by 9. Grimes will inbound the basketball. Gives it back to Edgecombe. Edgecombe's catch and shoot three was way off. Walker can't hang on to the rebound, and R.J. Barrett will corral it himself. 30 seconds left. Sixers are going to go on and be 8-6 on the season. And this will be another team that's over 500 that they do lose to, as Barrett is just going to dribble this one out, and the shot clock will expire. They have a chance to obviously redeem themselves tomorrow night. It is a traveling back-to-back as they will take on the Milwaukee Bucks. The game will be at 8 o'clock. We'll have yet to wait and see if Joel Embiid and Paul George will be able to play. 10 seconds left, and now Grimes will dribble this one out, and that is going to wrap it up. So the Philadelphia 76ers had to climb out of a mountain, or climb out of a hole, I should say, to end that third quarter. They started off firing out of the gates in the fourth, and then they just ran out of gas. Emmanuel Quickley, the player of the game, that guy really took over in the fourth quarter and made some big-time shots when the Raptors needed him to hit shots. And that was the difference of the game. Couldn't close them out. They tried. They were a little bit undersized with their lineup that they had out there against Brandon Ingram, and they were forced to double-team him, and they made somebody else beat them, and that was Emmanuel Quickley. So, no song tonight. Sixers lose 121 to 112. We will have a post-game show. We will wrap things up, and we will talk about the good, because there was some good that I did see tonight. And then we'll talk, of course, about what ended up going wrong for this team as well. But yes, give me about 5 minutes. We'll do like an actual post-game show wrap-up. And if you guys want to give me your thoughts down below, you most certainly can. Tough one, though, because they just turned the ball over a lot of times. Turnovers were what really costed you this game, especially in that first quarter. You had a lot of plays where you just had so many dribble handoffs. So many guys were just not getting on the same page. And that was the main reason why the Raptors beat you. The only reason why you got back into this game was because the Raptors started to get a little bit savvy on offense. And they were getting a little bit careless with the ball. And the Sixers took advantage of that. Did they step up a little bit on defense? Sure. But at the same time, the Raptors sort of got them back in the game, too. So, another wide open three. It was a poor showing, man. So, tough loss for the Sixers, despite, honestly, a pretty good effort in that fourth quarter. But they got themselves into that hole, and that was what ultimately was the reason why they ended up losing that game. And the Raptors have now won their last 5 games in a row. They've been playing some really good basketball, but the Sixers had a missed opportunity tonight. And we'll talk more about it. We'll be right back. Give us about 5 minutes or so for this post-game show, and then we'll get things started. I'll see you then.
Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I missed putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel. And out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Tough loss tonight for the Philadelphia 76ers. You guys are tuning on into the post-game show here on Play-by-Play with JJ. Before we do get started, make sure that you guys hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well, and turn on the notification bell icon too, and that way you will know when we do go live. There's a lot to break down. We haven't really been able to do a lot of post-game shows over these last couple of weeks, and I am going to make that more of a thing as we do more and more Sixers games. Just couldn't really help when we were sick this week. But here are my takeaways. Okay, so takeaway number one in this game. I'm going to start off positive here. I'm going to start off with my positive, and that was in the fourth quarter. VJ Edgecombe did have a nice run. That is a positive. Okay, we've been talking about VJ being more aggressive. The main complaint that we've had about Edgecombe is that we wanted to see him try to be more assertive, taking shots, heading over to the basket, and just trying to be more aggressive on offense and finish at the rim. And I felt like he did that in that fourth quarter and actually got the Sixers back into this game when Tyrese Maxey was being blitzed and he needed help. So that is a big positive for me, because I was waiting for VJ Edgecombe to have one of his games, and finally we were able to see one. It feels like we haven't really seen a takeover from VJ in a couple of weeks. So that was a breath of fresh air, and I do take that as a positive. His defense at times looked really solid too. There were a couple of plays that I saw where he was blocking passing lanes, and he was doing a good job getting his hand in the cookie jar and making the Sixers go out there on a fast break and put up some really good plays out in transition. That is a big positive. And I want to reiterate that, because that's something that I think is sort of going to get swept under the carpet tonight with this game. We'll get to the turnovers. We'll get to what ended up going wrong in that third quarter. But the other takeaway that was actually more of a positive that I had from today is that Andre Drummond continues to be a very good rebounder for this Sixers team. The Sixers did out-rebound the Toronto Raptors, and I thought that Andre Drummond was doing a good job boxing out, and that to me continues to be a very good sign, because I thought that heading on into this season, Adem Bona was going to be the backup center, and clearly Andre Drummond, with what he's been able to do in starting minutes right now for Joel Embiid, he looks like, with the way that he's playing and with the way that he's running out there on the floor, that he should be getting backup center minutes, and it's not even a question right now. Adem Bona just hasn't been getting as much playing time, and even when, before he got injured, even when he was getting minutes out there, it felt like he was fouling a lot. It felt like he was getting beaten down low on the block, and he just wasn't playing as physical as we wanted him to be. And Andre Drummond has done a very good job as a fill-in right now for the starting center, and I think that he should be getting the backup center minutes. So that, to me, is also a positive. You lacked a lot of size, and I think that it showed tonight against this Raptors team. This Raptors team has a lot of athletic, tall dudes that can make plays, and they are very lengthy. And I felt like in the fourth quarter specifically, when you're watching the Raptors get offensive rebounds, with the way that they were able to get extra possessions, I felt like that the Sixers were sort of lacking that. And I don't know, maybe that's just me, but if they had a little bit more size, if they had Joel Embiid, Kelly Oubre, and Paul George, that gives you more length. They're not the tallest guys in the world, Paul George and Kelly Oubre, that is, but they are versatile, and you definitely weren't getting as many wings tonight, and you got outplayed. That was one of the reasons why. The other positive that I wanted to throw out there, too, and I forgot to mention this, and then, again, we'll get to the actual, nitty-gritty of what ended up going wrong. But the other takeaway that I did have in this game that was another positive is Jabari Walker had some big minutes off the bench. This guy was getting some nice rebounds. He had one play where he was in traffic. VJ missed a three, okay? He missed a three, and he was able to jump up for the ball, tried to throw it back up and in on his first try, couldn't get it. Grabbed his own rebound again, and he fought really hard just to be able to get those 2 points. And that was sort of a big play. He also had a block on the other side. This guy had 5 offensive rebounds today, and he hit a big 3 in that second quarter on a catch and shoot. So good for Jabari Walker, for him to just be able to, again, just play in some meaningful minutes, come out in spurts off the bench, because another young guy that you see right there that just wants to play. He does. He's scrappy. He's somebody that is just going to lay it out there on the line. Even if he's not having the best game, he gives it all effort. And that, to me, is a positive from today. Here's where I criticize the Sixers for their effort tonight. It starts off with the play calling from Nick Nurse. The first quarter starts. Tyrese Maxey is rolling. Tyrese Maxey has the hot hand. And what they do, after he scores 11 of the first 23 points that the Sixers put up in that quarter, okay, Maxey misses a 3 with about 3:43 left to go, and he takes him out of the game. He takes him out with about 3 minutes left. So now Jaron McKean comes on in. Sixers are up 26-24. Or they're down by 2, I should say. And then they turned it over because Trendon Watford is now being a playmaker, and he's just not making the right passes. You see guys out in transition, not able to take care of the basketball, and it just looked like that the Sixers were lost. The ball was sort of glued to their hand, and they were forced to make plays, and they weren't. There was no fluidity to their ball movement. So you saw Watford turn the ball over on a dribble handoff. Edgecombe gets blocked on the other side. I believe that you also had another turnover from VJ Edgecombe on a charge with about 42 seconds left. You had 3 costly turnovers to end that quarter, and a couple of blocked shots too from Toronto. And that's what caused you to be down 33-28. So it was 28-26 with about a minute 45. Maxey comes off the floor, and now all of a sudden they're running the ball through Trendon Watford's hands. And I'm not like trying to I'm not trying to shame Trendon Watford here. I'm really not. But Watford just did not have a good day as a playmaker, and I felt like that he also wasn't being put in positions to succeed on offense. And that happened in the first quarter. In the second quarter, things really didn't start off well for this team. And then with about 2 minutes left to go, they got a little bit of life. You saw some really good defense out in transition from Justin Edwards and a beautiful dunk by VJ Edgecombe. And you thought that maybe, just maybe, that could really help the Sixers get a little bit of a push to go into halftime, and it did. And Maxey hit a big-time shot to give them the lead 54-53 from Steph Curry range, and then Edgecombe made a little floater inside. So that was all cute. But the other 10 minutes of that quarter were bad. And what was bad about it? More dribble handoffs. More wide open threes. I think, and I didn't write down the stat, but I could have sworn that the Raptors had 16 wide open threes. I'm not even kidding. They shot the ball 29 times. Maybe it was even higher. Maybe it was even 20 wide open threes. Because the amount of times that they just could not contest and that the Sixers just could not close out, it was absurd. The turnovers and the amount of wide open threes that occurred were why you lost this game. And that was brutal. I'm not going to fully get on them about it because it's just one game, but it is something that we sort of have to bang our head because we feel like that we're watching the same thing over and over again in those types of departments, and we should demand for change there. They should be better. And that leads me into this third quarter. The third quarter comes. I don't know what Nick Nurse says in that locker room when this team goes on into halftime and just comes out for the third quarter. Do you realize that the Sixers had 8 turnovers in that third quarter, and that the Raptors were able to put up 21 points off of those turnovers? That right there is coaching malpractice. That is all on coaching, because a lot of the times when they're setting up plays, we're seeing the same sort of things. Not a lot of, when they are doing screens, you basically know that they are either A, going to hand the ball off, or that B, it's an ISO. Nobody's moving. Nobody is moving away from the ball. There's no motion. And a lot of times, especially in that third quarter, how many times did I see a player like Tyrese Maxey or VJ Edgecombe go into the cup looking like that they're going to drive and score and then just kick it out at the last second for a three? That's not on the players. That's on coaching. Period. And that is what irks me. And that's what keeps me up with this Sixers team, because I think that that is all something that if they had a very good play caller, none of that stuff would happen. And that's what sucks. I did not like that at all. 21 points off of the turnovers that the Sixers had in that third quarter. That is brutal. I don't care if Joel Embiid and Paul George missed tonight's game and if there was no Kelly Oubre. You just cannot turn the ball over that many times. There's going to be times where you are just not going to be able to get on the same page because there's a lack of communication, and it's on Tyrese Maxey. There were a couple of them that I thought, and I'm not just saying, I'm just throwing them out there as an example. But there were a couple that I really thought where, okay, they actually had a little bit of a nice play call there, but they just turned it over. And a couple of them, I think two of them were sort of ticky-tack calls. But if two of them are ticky-tack calls and you end the game with, 21 turnovers, that means that you turned the ball over 19 times with two of them just being bad calls. Like, that's absurd. You don't deserve to win if you're going to be turning the ball over that many times. You don't. They gave up 31. They conceded 31 points off of their turnovers in this game, and 21 of them came in the third quarter. And that is the story of the game. That is the main storyline of this game. You shot the ball very well from three. You stayed in this game because you were out-rebounding this Raptors team and because you were converting on your threes. Besides that, though, you deserve to lose. You did. You did. I got really scared when Tyrese Maxey got hurt and hit in the face by Brandon Ingram. I did. I felt that way. And I'm really happy that he stayed in. But don't be shocked. And again, I'm not breaking news here. I'm just saying, don't be shocked if he's out tomorrow. I wouldn't be shocked. Especially because it's a back-to-back. That would suck that he would miss tomorrow. But I'm just saying, don't be shocked about that. Here's something else that I wanted to talk about, too. In the fourth quarter, and this goes on lineups here, I saw a lineup with about, let's go back. Where was it? Where was it in the fourth quarter? It was 103. It was 111 to 106. Okay? It was 111 to 106. And the lineup that they had out there was Andre Drummond, Tyrese Maxey, Quentin Grimes, Jabari Walker, and VJ Edgecombe. Now, I get that Grimes is hitting his shots. I understand that. But don't you think that at that point in time, Jabari Walker, who was playing 6 minutes in that fourth quarter, don't you think that Dominic Barlow should have came back in? If you're getting out-rebounded at that time in the fourth quarter, and you need somebody to give you some extra possessions, and somebody that can, play on both sides of the ball, don't you think that Barlow should have came on in? Because to me, I felt like that was also a bad coaching play by Nick Nurse. I'm not telling you that they would have won the game there, but I think at that moment in time, Jakob Poeltl hits a layup off of a nice little assist there by Scotty Barnes. Sixers aren't getting back on defense. I thought that at that point, Jabari Walker looked a little bit flat, and he was just not rotating on his man. And maybe you put in somebody else like Dominic Barlow, who is a versatile player, and maybe that gives you a little bit more of a spurt. I don't know. But I just didn't like how in that moment in time, Barlow's on the bench, and Jabari Walker looks like he's tired. And he gave you some really good minutes. I just felt like he was starting to lose his touch. So, it was an annoying loss, don't get me wrong. And I'm not trying to take a lot of stock into this, but the coaching stuff is a big takeaway that I take out of this. And the third quarter woes, just overall, that is something I take out of this. That's bad. The VJ stuff was good in the fourth quarter. I thought that he looked really energized out there and brought this team back in this game. I did not get to Tyrese Maxey, and I will do that right now. I thought that Tyrese Maxey tonight didn't have as good of a game, and I thought that he wasn't good enough. But I also understand, too, that when they are blitzing Tyrese Maxey the way that they are, somebody else has to step up on offense. And VJ did so in the fourth quarter, and so did Quentin Grimes. Grimes was making really big shots. He was. However, it just wasn't enough. Maxey has to do a better job at navigating with these double teams. But then, yet again, this goes back on your coach because the coach needs to recognize that. That's where I stand on it. Grimes did have 15 points, though, in that fourth quarter, and he stepped on up. Here's where I will give the Raptors credit. Brandon Ingram gets into foul trouble, comes back into the game in the fourth quarter. Sixers decide to double team him because he's tall, because he's lanky. And again, another reason why I thought that they should have brought in Dominic Barlow, because I thought that maybe he could have played good defense on him. He's somebody that matches up pretty good with him on size. And maybe you don't have to double team and trap him there. And instead, Emmanuel quickly he beats you. He had two big buckets. Two huge buckets down that stretch. One was with 2:41 left to go. And the other one, 3:01 left to go. And the other one was with 1:19. And the one with 1:19 was the dagger. That was the game. That was a beautiful shot. But he beat you. They said anybody else but Brandon Ingram, and it was Emmanuel Quickly who ended up stepping up. Scotty Barnes, I didn't even think had himself a very good day either. And Emmanuel Quickly beat us in that fourth quarter. So, this one's annoying. This one stings a little bit, especially because it's a back-to-back. And we don't know who's going to play tomorrow night. If Paul George and Joel Embiid will play, how that's going to look. There's a lot to talk about and look for. Jared McCain did get some minutes too. Would have liked to try to see him get some more, but in total in this game, 14 minutes for McCain, 5 points. He was 2 for 7 from the field. It actually felt good to watch him take some threes. There were a couple where I thought, he should have had those, but it just didn't go his way. But there were some plays where I thought that he looked good out there. Would love to see the assist numbers go up. Would love to see him do better in that department. I just felt like, I know that Tyrese had 9 assists today, but it just didn't really feel like it was just a very good game when it came to ball movement and crispness. You know? It felt like the ball was being glued to their hands and they needed some grip spray. You know? So, yeah. But yeah. Turning the ball over way too many times. That lost you this game. And you got outplayed by the Raptors. And you did not deserve to win. You didn't deserve that win. Come back tomorrow. Fire out of the gates. Go out there with a chip on your shoulder. Send a message to Giannis and the Bucks and the rest of the NBA world and do something on primetime TV. That's where I stand. Let me know where you guys feel on this, or how you guys feel on this game. I really want to hear your thoughts. Do you think that Nick Nurse is costing this team, or do you think that I'm a little bit out of reach here? Or am I a little bit out of line with saying that? Do you think that Nick Nurse is costing this team? That's my question for you. Let me know. All right. Let's go to the live stream. Let's read some comments, and then we're going to get on out of here. That is going to wrap it up. We got pushed around. Says hardcore. We did. We got pushed around. Thanks, Cool J. Just stopped on in to give you a like. I appreciate it, dude. I really do. I get the only thing I miss Harden for he used to get free throws, so we never go on 10-0 runs against us, says O'Gluffy. You know, O'Gluffy, I was never, well, when I'm watching James Harden disappear in the fourth quarter, being a deer in the headlights, I do not miss that. I will tell you, though, having somebody slow down the game is something that the Sixers do miss. It's important to run up against your opponent and be able to hustle on fast breaks, but it also helps when you have somebody that can that can slow the game down. Harden was one of those guys. Of course, primetime Joel Embiid was another one of those guys. Those guys do make a difference when they can slow the game down and just get your opponent on skates and be able to sort of, change the pace of the game. Sixers really aren't doing that. They're not really changing pace. And I think that that's sort of an interesting element that you bring up when it comes to James Harden. I was never... I liked James Harden like when he first came here, and I thought that, man, his playmaking abilities are awesome, but when you really needed him to step on up, he disappeared and just faded away. He did. But that is something that I can agree with you on, that I do miss. Somebody that can slow the game down, somebody that can draw contact, draw fouls, and switch the pace. You don't really have that now. Interesting to note. What else do we have? Never used any timeouts when the game was getting out of hand, too. That's also coaching malpractice as well, hardcore. How many times have we seen Nick Nurse not manage timeouts correctly? A lot. Even in the Clippers game, he had, I believe, 3 timeouts left with about 2 minutes to go, and yet they inbounded the ball when they actually had 2 left when they were ready to inbound the ball after Maxey turned the ball over. And the man does not use a timeout there, and Maxey thought that he was fouled, and they ended up looking at that review, and they ended up calling it an offense, a foul on Maxey, whatever it was. But Nurse could have called a timeout there. Decided not to do so. So, you're right. With the way that he manages his timeouts, that's a problem as well. That is a problem as well. And that's something to mention. That's something to note. And it sucks. But that was a very good point on your end. There was a point tonight, too, where I thought that they should have called a timeout. They had I believe it was 2 timeouts left with, or 3 timeouts left with 3:01 left to go. I believe. I should have probably wrote this down. It's a little bit hard to write things down when you're watching the game, especially when it comes to basketball. But after that three was made, the first three was made by Emmanuel Quickly to put them up 114 to 108 with 3:01 left to go. You call a timeout there. You do. You're supposed to call a timeout there because Pirtle made a bucket on the other side. And the Raptors had a timeout with 3:49 left to go. They actually, I thought, used a timeout perfectly there. But as soon as Quickly hits that three, you got to set your defense because that right there is a momentum changer. So, he didn't do that. And then after, I'm wondering, I'm scratching my head because after Quickly makes the next three with 1:19 to go, doesn't call the timeout there. He waits until the 38-second marker to call the next timeout. I don't know, maybe draw up a play with 1:19 to go. Yes, you're down by 7, but you're still technically in the game there. It's not fully out of reach. You can still make a comeback if you make a really good inbound play there. I don't know. I think that a winning coach would do something like that and try to, again, put his team in a good position to succeed. But yes, sick beard. Thank you, my friend. Dr. Delay is here in the chat. Dr. Delay, thank you so much for being on here, man. Guys, go subscribe to Dr. Delay. He covers everything football. He also does baseball on his YouTube channel, too. He's absolutely awesome. Make sure that you go subscribe to him. So, when we take a look at the calendar, of course, we will be back on tomorrow night. Sixers play against the Bucks. We don't know yet if Joel Embiid and Paul George are going to play. And also, again, be on the lookout for Tyrese Maxey, too. I'm really curious to see what he has to say during this postgame show in regards to what ended up happening. I'm surprised that he stayed in the game, but he did after getting hit in the face like that. But, yes. Tough loss tonight for the Sixers. Hopefully they step up tomorrow, and hopefully that they play a better brand of basketball. But, yes. So, one last time looking at the schedule for the Sixers. They got the Bucks on Thursday. And then on Sunday, we got ourselves a doubleheader with the Eagles and with the Sixers because the Sixers play at 1 o'clock against the Miami Heat. And then the Eagles are on at 4:20 against the Cowboys. And then the Sixers are home on Tuesday against the Magic. That game is at 8 o'clock. We'll be covering that game too. And then they play Friday against Brooklyn and Sunday against the Atlanta Hawks. Another doubleheader. Oh, wait, no. We have a doubleheader on Friday. Friday, because it's the Black Friday Eagles game. Yes. Okay. So, yeah. Those are my thoughts about this game. Let me know if you agree or disagree down below if you are watching this on the playback. This is how I feel about this team. Losing Oubre sucks, and being injured and having guys that just aren't fully healthy, that sucks too. But we'll see how they do tomorrow, and we'll see who's available tomorrow night and how the Sixers can do against a Bucks team who has had an interesting season, to say the least. I'll put it to you that way. They're 8-7. They came off of a big loss against the Cavs. They're going to come out hungry out of the gate, so we'll see how they do. All right, I'm done babbling. I'm done for the night. I'll catch you all tomorrow, and see you then. Lila Tov. Good night.